Freddie DeCorbett had just picked him up. Freddie DeCorbett had mentioned something I found very interesting about Maud Tull. Do you realize she was here for the centennial of this country?
Yeah.
Celebrated the first 100 years, and she's here for the bicentennial. That's kind of weird. What we talk, your island, you have an island. I mean, you have it, or you own it, or you live there in the Fiji somewhere?
Yes, in the eastern part of Fiji. It's a plantation, and a great place to go. We raise coconut and cattle, and orchids, which is kind of a nice cross-section of things to do.
You go there often?
About twice a year.
Yeah.
Not long enough each trip, but...
That's the dream when everybody, you know, I guess grows up says, I'd like to get away from home and go to an island. How long can you stay there before you get a little bit bored?
Well, I have never been there long enough to be bored. There's always things to do. The people are wonderful. It's one of the reasons I kind of settled there. The Fijian people are extraordinary human beings as a race of people. And much more civilized, I think, than we are.
Right.
They have a great deal of respect for one another as people. But there is there's everything there.
It's modern.
Well, we finally have some indoor toilets, and we have electricity.
That kind of takes the fun out of it, though. I remember in the Midwest, well, I don't suppose it's important.
Well, of course, we didn't have the severe...
There was something of a challenge in the Midwest.
We didn't have the severe weather situation that you used to have in Nebraska. And down there, it never gets below 70 degrees. However, it's better, I think, with a little electricity and a little air conditioning from time to time.
Right. Here's a question that you've been asked, I know, about Ironsides, and you probably are sick to death of answering it. But did you ever get a little bit bugged of having to do that whole show sitting down all the time? Did it ever limit you in areas that you wanted to go in the show and weren't able to because of that limitation?
Yes, I'm not a very good sitter anyway, so if I start standing immediately, well, you'll understand.
Just get up anytime you feel like it.
Thank you. I really don't, I'm not comfortable sitting, so but when you think of the people that have to, certainly around the world, why, it gives you pause to think. I did not do well sitting.
Want to get up and move on?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's funny, I did one show that was a flashback, and you finally work on timing as an actor. I did one show with a flashback where Ironside was up walking around in the show.
Before the accident.
Got up and did that scene, and I couldn't time it walking. So
Because you're so used to taking the pace
so
of the
used to
chair.
the pace in the wheelchair.
That's very interesting. Well, I hope this show for you, Mallory, goes on if it's successful, and if you want to continue. I assume that you like to keep active, because anybody who's done 2 series that long and been in the business you own it, as long as you have, wants to keep working.
Well, yes,
It's like Maud says, you know, it keeps you out of the poorhouse, too.
Yeah, that it does. That it does. It all helps. I like the divided life. I like life outdoors and in Fiji, working on the farm. And certainly my job, whatever it might be in this business here.
It's a great combination.
Yes, it is.
Don't spend 7 years next time. Come back and see it.
All right, I will.
We'll take a break. Robert Klein is with us, and also a gentleman by the name of Tom Burnham with a fascinating book, The Dictionary of Misinformation, after this.